We all rely on convenience stores from time to time. After all, they're convenient. However, whether it's a mom and pop shop or a local gas station, disturbing things tend to go down at convenience stores both during the day and after dark. In this video, we'll cover another 50 shocking, unsettling, or downright insane things that have happened at convenience stores around the world. Let's get started. This clerk deserves some sort of award because he barely even blinks when this thief rushes in and points a gun at his head. In fact, he reaches underneath the counter and pulls out a machete that looks big enough to cut a man in half. The gun either wasn't loaded or the would-be robber was too scared to act because he decides to run away at top speed. However, the clerk actually chases him all the way through the parking lot. Who knows how this guy can even run with those giant cojones? This disturbing footage shows a stabbing that occurred outside of a store in the greater Cleveland area. To make matters worse, the victim was just 3 years old. Video from earlier shows the person who committed the attack walking into a police station, pushing her own wheelchair, which has a suitcase on it. Apparently, the fact that she was at a police station had nothing to do with what would happen next. The woman then walks to a thrift store, where she steals 2 knives and decides to go strolling through the store with them. Amazingly, nobody seems to notice. It's at this point that she sees the victim and his mother and immediately turns to follow them. Within minutes, she would attack them in their car, resulting in the death of the young body. If only someone had seen her with those knives and done something, this tragedy could have been avoided. Here's another deadly convenience store scene, this time from Austin, Texas. Body cam footage shows police responding to a call at a gas station where a clerk was being held hostage by a man. The altercation starts when the officer spotted the suspect in a stolen car, causing him to run into the store where he held one clerk hostage while another escaped.
Get your hands up!
Gun!
205, he's got a gun.
Surveillance cameras captured the man shooting at police and pacing nervously around the store, even throwing lighter fluid on the ground. In total, the standoff lasted 4 hours before the suspect was shot and killed by a SWAT sniper.
Shot taken, suspect is down.
A machete is one thing, but this convenience store clerk knows how to turn up the temperature on the would-be robbers, literally. This brief footage shows the man improving a flamethrower with a lighter and aerosol can the moment he sees the thieves enter the store. Both of the men panic and immediately run back out, leaving this clerk to fight another day. Imagine minding your own business, shopping, when this happens. This shocking footage from Albuquerque shows 4 teenagers crashing a stolen car into a convenience store and then ransacking the place, stealing whatever they can. the four youths actually stole the car from a single mother before crashing it, not once, but twice in order to gain access to the store. Worst of all, the young mother's car was completely unusable afterwards. Here's another brazen convenience store robbery, this time at a gas station outside of Charlotte, North Carolina. Surveillance footage shows a man pulling up in a white car and getting out to get a better look at the security. This is the only available footage of the suspect, who would later return to the store to rob it. This heartbreaking footage shows two men and what appears to be a young man picking the pockets of a 93-year-old man who had just finished shopping. The first man simply walks behind the elderly victim, reaches into his back pocket and takes his wallet with hardly any effort. Though the man immediately suspects something is wrong, he doesn't even see the men who would later use his credit cards to spend thousands on gift cards and other products. Talk about low. Here's another armed robbery, this time at a 7-Eleven in Oakland, California. Footage shows a man in a hooded sweatshirt and face mask pulling out a gun and demanding the clerk give him cash from the register. The clerk complies, which is always the best decision in a situation like this. After all, no amount of money, or a job for that matter, is worth your life. Now, let's move over to New Hampshire, where a 35-year-old man was arrested twice within a span of 2 hours. What sort of crime spree was this man on? Well, it all started around 10 p.m. the previous night, where footage shows the suspect reacting violently to a store clerk, immediately throwing things and causing extensive damage around the store. This apparently went on for a whopping 5 minutes before the police arrived to stop the man, who even threw a carton of cigarettes at the cop. Despite being ordered to stay away from the shop when he posted bail, the man actually went there immediately, driving his car into the store, causing it to be closed for a busy Memorial Day. In Australia, guns are heavily regulated, so robberies involving firearms are quite rare. However, knives are often used instead, and they are just as deadly. This footage from Sydney shows a young man walking into a convenience store and grabbing a can of Red Bull. When asked to pay, he pulls out a large kitchen knife instead of his wallet, brandishing the blade at the clerk while making demands for cash and cigarettes. In total, the thief made off with over $6,000 in just 2 minutes, all without forgetting his Red Bull. The last clerk was luckily unarmed, but this person in this case wasn't quite so lucky. Footage from San Antonio convenience store shows a man wearing a mask and hoodie entering the store. He then pulls a gun, demanding money. However, after several seconds, the man shoots the clerk without getting a dime. The owners theorize that the clerk may not have understood the robber's orders, thus causing him to become frustrated. Fortunately, the clerk survived. Here's something you don't see every day. This footage from Anacostia, a historic town in Greater DC, shows a gas explosion that completely destroyed a small convenience store. The firefighters in the footage had been working to deal with a problem when the store unexpectedly blew up, injuring one person. The good news is that at least the firefighters were already there and ready to put out the resulting flames. The footage from Garland, Texas shows a young man robbing a convenience store on, of all days, the day after Christmas. To make matters worse, the assailant was just 14 years old. On top of that, he may have had help from his father. The disturbing footage shows the victims standing around in the convenience store, minding their own business. Apparently, they had previously been involved in an incident with the assailant. At one point, the suspect's father can be seen walking into the store, at which point he makes a small purchase and then drives to the back of the parking lot. It's then alleged that his son exits the car, goes up to the door, and fires 20 rounds, killing 3 of the 4 people inside. Convenience stores are a dangerous place for shootings to take place, as they are usually small and have very few places to take cover. This footage from Florida City shows just how quickly things can go from normal to chaotic. Surveillance video shows a customer asking to use the bathroom but being denied by the clerk.
Let them know we don't have to let anybody use the bathroom, especially people I've never seen before in my life. No bathroom aquí. No bathroom here.
The same clerk then refuses to sell the man alcohol, causing things to escalate.
I want to talk about, but you know what? Have a good night. Have a good night.
The clerk then gets out from behind the counter in an attempt to get the man to leave.
Don't ask me nothing, sir. Get out of this store. Dale pa fuera, porque si no. This nigga, you think I'm playing?
After the altercation becomes physical, the customer pulls out a gun, resulting in both of them getting shot as they wrestle for the weapon. Both survived, but were severely injured. It's rare that the people who perpetrate these heinous convenience store crimes actually get dealt a proper dose of karma. Fortunately, this drive-by shooting at a grocery in West Philadelphia ends with a small dose of comedic justice. Footage shows a car pulling up and a masked man jumping out. A man riding an electric scooter seems to be the target, but he runs into a convenience store to take cover. The masked man then opens fire into the store, but trips over the scooter as he attempts to flee, spilling bullets everywhere. Who wants to bet that at least a few of those bullets have fingerprints on them? Let's take a quick break from all this shooting crime for a moment and let Mother Nature have a turn. Here, you can see a very hungry bear entering a 7-Eleven. Though this is definitely a dangerous situation, it seems that this bear isn't looking to harm anyone.
Get out of here, dude. Come on, get out the out of here. I'll kick your ass. Or you'll kill me. Get out of here! Get the out of here, you.
Instead, he or she simply wants some snacks. After grabbing a snootful, the bear is back off to the woods until the next attack of the munchies. Animals are rarely welcome in convenience stores, even if they're as well behaved as that bear. However, this footage from Shibuya, Tokyo shows a store completely infested with rats. Like a Disney movie, it appears that these rats completely take over the store after it's closed. However, rather than singing cute songs, they're instead covering the products with germs. Gross! The thing about most modern robberies is that they rarely go all that well. That said, they're rarely quite this funny. Here, we see a man in a Halloween mask seemingly completely prepared to rob the store. The only problem is, he can't get in. He even pulls out a bright red knife in an attempt to pry the doors open. But what's really funny about the scenario is the patience he exudes as he waits for the doors to open. He's almost completely unaware that he's on film and is about to be spread all over the internet for his bumbling robbery attempt. Dogs are amazing animals, and this footage just goes to show how helpful they can be. This young woman is recording a video to show how she trains her dog, when it begins to pick up the fact that something is wrong with her. Moments later, she has a seizure. Fortunately, because of the dog's warnings, this woman is lying on the ground when this happens, which prevents her from falling and being injured.
Make an emergency announcement if I have a medical person in the building, please. Coming out of it? Yes. Are you coming out of it? I'm okay. Cody, she's okay. Don't look at me like that, Cody. Amber, are you good? Amber, stay right here, okay? Hey, Coda. Good boy. Hey, Coda. Hey, Coda. Amber, open your eyes. Amber, you with us? Okay. Yeah, we got no coming, okay? Got a little seizure this time. Let's lay right there. Lay right there. She okay, Coda. We got it. You did good. You did good, boy. You did real good. You did good, Coda. There you go. You did good, Coda. You stay right there. I see your badge. You got your badge. Yeah. Your husband? Let me see your husband's phone. Let me see if your husband's phone number is on here.
The barks also alert people in the store who are able to call 911 and get the woman help. It just goes to show what can happen when everyone does their part. While we're on a positive trend, how about this dad showing the world how parenting can be done? The viral footage shows a few young kids in the UK screaming, swearing, and threatening staff at a local convenience store. The only problem with going viral for bad behavior is that pretty much anyone can see it.
Yeah, of course it will melt away.
I swear, when the next I'm gonna come escalate us, you'll make
An axe, fam. I'm gonna cut you up. Bro, I
come
swear
back
to you.
here. Shut like you little. How old are you?
How old are you? You're about 80-year-old.
In this case, one of the people to see the video was the kid's father. It wasn't long before this child was dragged back and forced to apologize.
But you're sorry to who, Charlie?
I think when any of this happened, it's just angry.
And what else, Charlie?
Well, let's say that I'm sorry.
But you're sorry to who, Charlie?
Him.
And all the members of staff at ASDA. Embarrassing people, yeah? Because you're a vile-mouthed little bastard, ain't ya? Not being rude, I'm your dad. And I've had to bring you down here because you disrespect everyone. And now you're plastered all over Facebook. It's disgusting, Charlie. We don't bring you up like this. Do we, Charlie? There you go. And apologise to the gentleman.
No, I'm sorry.
And he will never, I promise you now, mate, he will never come round here again. Alright, I promise you that.
A video that also made it onto social media. Good for that dad. Unfortunately, all good things must come to an end. This footage from Irving, Texas proves it. Apparently, a woman left her phone in the store and sent her friend to go get it. The store owner said the person herself should come back and pick it up as he didn't want to give it to a random person. This is how she responded.
They speak Jin, they don't speak Chinese, so she messing that stuff up.
She literally destroyed pretty much the entire store rather than go and get her friend. I feel really sorry for the people who had to clean up that mess, but I have a feeling it wasn't her. In Midland, Michigan, a contract worker doing a job on the store's roof noticed a long power cord running to the back of the store's sign. However, when he opened the door, he actually found a woman known locally as the Roof Ninja living inside.
You know? So you're talking the big family fair?
Yeah, where it says she's inside of that. She's got a cord ran out to the AC. I was telling her, I swear to God, I want to see when you open the door. I think there's a copy machine in there. We both came here. We both came here and worked on the roof for years, and before there was a problem with that peaked part, and it was leaking like right at the verge. So I got in there to see where it was coming. I told him, let's peek in there. Yeah. Well, the door is always like, usually it's ajar. It's hard to keep shut. So we turned the screws that hold it, and I was like, wow, something's holding it. So we put a screwdriver in it. We're trying to get it open, and I could see a string. I said, oh, that's weird. There's a string. And I thought to myself, how would you tie that? There's no way to get out of it. And I thought, did somebody killed himself in this thing? Yeah, body or something. I told him, cut that. So we cut it, we open it, she's just standing, she has a thermal blanket, like, keeping the cold out, like, that's her house, man. I swear there's flooring.
So she's look, everyone wants to check out the roof.
It was crazy.
Well, I hope
but I about
you
had a
guys
heart
can catch her
attack
this time, because every time we call, she's gone before you guys get here.
She had no shoes on, so she's comfortable. She just had, I seen like her sweat, I seen from this down, she had black socks, he was like, she had black socks on, because I about had a heart attack.
So you saw her in there?
Yeah, she's in there right now, man.
Oh, she's in there right now?
Yeah, we gotta go get her. She's in there. We gotta go get her.
I thought...
No, she's in there, dude.
Oh, okay.
I opened the thing, and I said, oh my God, there's somebody in there. She says, there is somebody in here. I said, sorry, we're just trying to find out where the water is. She said, I can guarantee you it's not coming from in here.
The woman had turned the sign into a makeshift home with flooring, a desk, and even houseplants. The police show up and let the manager know that they are well aware of the woman and her antics. The police first send the contractor back up to tell her to come out, but the woman is reluctant. It's at this point that the police themselves go up and very politely confront the woman, who is actually extremely reasonable despite her bizarre actions.
Unlock it for me, please. Okay.
Central 4156, are you secure?
Okay. That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, I was trying to get my stuff so I can get down right away. I'm moving out of here in 24 hours to get away from all of this.
You're coming out right now. I talked to the manager. She's down on the ground. The biggest thing is a liability issue for her. Okay, you being up here is a big time liability issue.
I'm sorry. Okay, don't answer her.
So she wants you gone.
I'm trying to do that. I have to go talk to my boss.
Well, hear me out first, because you have no time. Like, you're coming out with us.
Where do you work?
I work over at. I just got hired in over at. And. Right up. That's good.
No, it's not too bad. It's a little overcast here. So, over in that corner, we've got a ladder.
All right.
So we'll just head over there. That's where the manager's hanging out.
Great.
And,
they're gonna be so happy to see me.
She's super
They're
cool.
probably not gonna
No, they're being super cool, honestly.
Yeah.
Like,
I do appreciate that.
Again, she's got no ill will. She's just like, I can't have this girl falling. She needs to get off our roof. So that's where we're at. So
She apparently makes a habit of doing these things, but she's eventually trespassed from the property. Most shocking of all, she claims to have been living there for a full year. Here's another woman doing the exact same thing. Though this time, there's no telling what could have possibly set her off. She could be seen screaming and swearing at the clerk while he is, presumably, on the phone with 911.
You think I give a about it? Y'all niggas got the right plan. Boy, can't even handle a female, you fuck wrong with you?
The clerks did at least attempt to lock her inside the store, but that only resulted in her breaking the window and climbing out.
She's here. She's still here. 514. 511. Gas station. She has just left already. She has a goddamn suitcase with her. She's which way is that?
She was soon arrested after and hopefully treated for what we can assume is mental illness or a severe anger management problem. It's not always the convenience stores that get robbed. Sometimes they do the robbing. That's the case when it comes to credit card skimmers, which are used by criminals to illegally collect data from the magnetic strip of a credit card. This man is showing the world how he found a skimmer at a 7-Eleven in Los Angeles.
No, it's a skimmer. Because of this gap, this comes off.
You can try.
Can I try?
Go ahead.
No, I know. ¿Sí lo estás grabando? Mira, right here. Ponlo atrás, ponlo atrás. Give it to your manager. They know what to do with it.
In this case, it was an external skimmer installed directly on top of the normal credit card terminal. Who knows how many people had their card information stolen before this guy came along? Let's take a quick trip to Algeria, where some completely insane action is about to go down. The footage shows extortionists throwing a flaming propane tank into the grocery store before trying to use a machete on the store owners. Fortunately, the workers are able to grab the tank before it explodes and fend off the attackers before they can do any more damage. I bet they're wishing they'd installed a door made of something other than glass. In the United States, bears breaking into a convenience store are a real problem. However, in places like Bangladesh and India, the wildlife can be a bit more exotic. In total, tigers kill around 40 to 100 people a year, and these people are smart enough to react whenever they see this particular jungle beast go strolling through the local market. As we've proven time and time again, no wild animal can hold a candle to humans when it comes to sheer destruction and disregard for life. This footage shows cartel members in Guanajuato, Mexico, firing shots and attempting to burn down a store. In reality, this was part of a massive intimidation campaign to get the Mexican government to release the cartel's leader. Such a shame that so many innocent Mexican citizens had to have their property destroyed. Keep an eye on this clerk's hands. He knows exactly what's about to happen, and he's 100% ready to deal with it. When the man in the hoodie and the face mask walks up to the register, the clerk already has his gun locked and loaded. When the man asks for cigarettes, he doesn't take his eyes off him for a moment. Strangely enough, the customer doesn't get the hint and still draws his own weapon, resulting in a tense standoff. In this case, the clerk wins. In the US, convenience store workers are living in the year 2024. In Japan, it looks like it's at least 2080. Here, you see an extremely creepy robot being controlled by a remote worker using a virtual reality headset. While it seems like the robot is quite adept at stocking shelves, it's worth pointing out that this doesn't actually save any time. Guess the point here is to impress or terrify the customers. Okay, this isn't exactly a convenience store, but it's also 100% worth checking out. These people attempted to rob a phone store located in East London. However, rather than do things the old-fashioned way, the store owner decides to simply lock the group in while waiting for the police to show up. And these thieves are not happy about it.
Yeah, they're all inside. Five of them and three of you are all inside. And then they're locked inside now. They're trying to get out. Yeah. There's still something maybe. They are 3, 4, 5.
केस मारी दिबो तो केस हो जाना केस हो जाओ कैमरा ऑन करानी दुकान में तक कैमरा ऑन करानी ऑन नहीं
There was a CCTV there. CCTV is on. Yeah, people outside waiting. So
what
many
are
people
पुलिस केस नहीं
Anis.
वो केस आती है वो केस नहीं
They are going to take our safe as well. Yeah, 257 Watchable Road. Oh, my name is Phone House. 20th September 17. Yeah.
It's an interesting tactic, because they would certainly do a lot more damage while they're inside, but with everything caught on tape, they'd just be racking up more charges. This disturbing body cam footage shows a mother being confronted by the police for leaving her children locked in a hot car while she goes shopping. It starts with the police informing the woman that they have already had enough evidence to convict the woman of child abuse, but she is reluctant to provide the officer with her ID.
And this is not a matter of you're not going to give it to me. It's either you're going to give it to me or I'm going to put you in handcuffs. And right now I have enough to arrest you for child abuse. Okay? Let's not get there. Okay? You're going to add another charge if you don't give me your license. Here's the Are you going to give me your license, yes or no? Are you going to give me your license, yes or no?
Okay, I'm just asking what is it for?
No, I already told you. Are you going to give me your license, yes or no?
Can you tell me
You're going to make the decision whether or not these handcuffs go on you right now. And it is as simple as a yes or a no. Yes, we continue the investigation. You can stay in here and we can talk. No, you're going into handcuffs right now. Other cruisers are coming here. We're going to place you in the back of those cruisers and we'll conduct our investigation that way. Yes or no?
Yeah.
That's all I want to hear come out of your mouth right now. We don't need to do this in front of the kids. Okay.
But what's going to happen from this point?
We're going to investigate right now, okay? You're making this more difficult than it needs to be. You really are. You left children in a car. We're investigating a child abuse. And I start my investigation. I'm going to talk to you and question you and ask you things about this. And I start that by identifying who I'm speaking with. I'm not going to sit here and talk to somebody who I have no idea who they are.
I just want to know what are the next steps.
You are going to give me your ID.
What is the next step? Sir, no,
Stop.
Please, no. I'm not going, please. Just give me a chance.
Stop.
Please.
Okay, are you going to give me your ID?
All I'm asking is questions.
I'm going to ask you again. Are you going to give me your ID? Yes or no? Yes or no?
I'll give you the ID,
Thank you.
I just want to know what are the next steps.
We're going to sit you in a car for now, and then we're going to talk to you about it.
They can't take my kids. They can't.
We're going to talk to you about it. I've tried.
The ID is there.
I know. I've tried.
No. Please, come on, the ID is right there.
I know, but we tried.
They can't take.
I tried.
No.
You're going to catch yourself enough charges, man. If you don't relax and just cooperate at this point. You understand?
All I was asking was questions.
I answered your question, did I not?
Unfortunately, the woman continues to refuse to provide her license, even after several warnings that she will be handcuffed. However, she still refuses, resulting in her getting arrested in front of her children. Here's another rather humorous robbery, though we doubt the assailants felt that way about it. Footage from this convenience store surveillance camera shows the robber first slipping before even getting to the door. Next, he runs behind the counter, but the clerk has already pulled his weapon and immediately puts a bullet in the man's leg. At this point, the suspect surrenders and attempts to talk his way out of the situation. However, the clerk isn't having it. He holds the man at gunpoint and calls the police. play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Though this is definitely not Australia, this would-be robber is about to play a game of that's not a knife, this is a knife. After some short discussion, the younger thief pulls out a small blade, only to have the shirtless clerk retrieve a truly massive machete from behind the counter. Remember, if you walk into a convenience store and the clerk is shirtless, you do not want to mess with him. Short people get no respect sometimes. In this case, a young robber attempts to hold up an employee or a visitor at a convenience store, pointing a gun right at his head. However, the man immediately sizes the thief up, no pun intended, and simply walks away. The best part of all is the slow, sad walk away the pint-sized perpetrator does after he's denied. Someone should put the sad Charlie Brown music over that one. In this case, the thief isn't too short, he's just too clumsy. Upon walking into the store, he accidentally drops the gun on the counter, allowing the clerk to pick it up and point it right back at him. Even though the footage is grainy, you can clearly make out the smile on the clerk's lips as he sends this bumbling bandit out the door. Here's another, you don't see that every day, robber from south of the border. It shows two men riding up on a horse and running into a convenience store with guns drawn. But one of the best parts is that the horse initially attempts to follow them in, forcing one of the thieves to jump back on and wait for his brother in crime. And while they may be thieves, there's something pretty cool about this robbery. It's like Red Dead Redemption without all the pesky dialogue. We've seen a lot of footage of bad shoppers and thieves, but not many instances in which the clerk themselves is the problem. Let's fix that with this footage from an American Dollar General.
I ain't got no problem. Yes, you do. No, I don't. Yes, you do. If you wanted to get all this, you could have went to Walmart. I don't want to go to Walmart.
Footage shows the clerk screaming at a woman for getting too much stuff.
But don't come here with it. This is a Dollar General. Come here and get a few things, that's it. I tell you what. You can tell me. I will be calling your home office. Call her! And now what you bring in here? I will. Do it!
Jesus?
Call her. They all know me. They already know me. I wonder why, because you got this little yeah, dude. Don't come in here with no attitude and ain't nobody gonna give you one back. I'm not having an attitude. I asked for my bread to double back.
The way she sees it, Dollar General is only for people who want a few things, and that the woman should have gone to Walmart instead. Within minutes, the woman is on the phone with her supervisor.
Hey, this rude lady up here.
Jesus.
Come on, because we ready to get our shoes.
Let us get our stuff and go. Elizabeth, I'm just gonna speak for you. You can tell this woman that I ain't never had everybody.
Yeah, I had to stop. Thank good God, I'm like, oh, I've been recording the whole time. This girl crazy.
Don't tell me what to do.
Jesus!
Don't tell me what to do. And all I'm saying is, this ain't Walmart. Go to Walmart, you want to press on and run.
All right.
I don't have a problem with anybody. You can't tell me how nice I am. Matter of fact, I'm not going to take a screen like that. Friendliness.
Calm
I
down,
got you
man.
highest friendliness. Lord, I'm not too heavy.
Unsurprisingly, the clerk was fired shortly after this clip went viral. This video shows the importance of checking your surroundings before attempting to go through with a robbery. This overzealous thief failed to realize that there was actually an off-duty police officer, and a large one at that, standing in one of the aisles. The officer immediately grabs his weapon and points it directly at the thief's head, ending this robbery before it even gets a chance to really start.
Yes, you gotta go. You gotta go.
Here's another brilliant move by a young woman who was being kicked out of a grocery store by a police officer.
You gotta go now.
Okay.
Now.
You already signed away my rights to own a gun for 5 years. You can show how sick.
It don't matter, you gotta go now. Don't try nothing stupid because you're gonna get tased. I don't think so. You're gonna get tased. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go.
As we can see from the body cam, the woman first runs ahead and then, thinking she can get away with it, steals a watermelon from the front of the store.
You can let it go, fool.
Hold up. Turn around.
This results in her nearly getting tased and immediately getting arrested. No word on whether or not the melon survived the fall. Keeping with our theme of convenience store robberies gone hilariously wrong, check out this would-be thief. After several minutes of doing the drug withdrawal dance in front of the store, he decides to put his entire body weight on the handle in an attempt to get in. Instead, she ends up ripping off the handle and falling right on his butt. As funny as this is, the best part has to be how quickly the suspect gives up and walks away. Let's keep the fun rolling for a few minutes. Here's another would-be thief walking up to the register and attempting to pull out a gun. However, the incredibly brave clerk simply puts his hand down, pushing the weapon away and pulling his own. With cold still an inch from his face, the robber decides to do the smart thing and walk away. Perhaps the real crime here is that you could still smoke in stores when this was filmed. Most criminals are smart enough to put on their mask before walking up to the register to demand money. This guy, he has a different approach. Though there's no sound to the video, he actually appears to greet the clerk before donning his Guy Fawkes mask. As if to solidify the fact this guy doesn't know how robbery is supposed to go, he simply pays for his items and walks out. Dude, come back! You forgot to do the stealing part! This guy probably doesn't have any bad intentions. However, he does have pretty bad special awareness. Upon attempting to enter this convenience store, he trips over a parking block and slams his head onto the store door, causing it to shatter. Again, this guy's only crime is being a pretty lousy parker, and there's no evidence that he was trying to rob the store. Nevertheless, his lack of coordination is indeed disturbing. We've already seen one instance of young people preying on the elderly, but this one is somehow even more brazen. A woman simply walks into a store, takes a $20 bill out of an older woman's hand, and attempts to buy something while the woman just looks on. Though the video doesn't show it, this woman did get her just desserts. In fact, she was charged with robbery in the 3rd degree and grand larceny in the 4th degree. Not so tough now, are we? Nobody likes having to lug their groceries to the parking lot when it's raining. However, this woman came up with a novel and very dangerous workaround. Instead of risking getting her groceries wet, she simply backed her running car into the store's double doors, popped her truck, and began loading the groceries straight into it. What's funniest about this particular video is the fact that everyone, from the workers to the other customers, seems totally fine with it. Dare I ask, is this not the first time this has happened? Imagine all those car fumes getting all over the fresh produce. Gross! Smoking is a nasty addiction, and those cravings can sometimes make you do stupid things. In this case, the clerk makes a fatal error of providing this guy with his cigarettes before he pays, even though he has his card ready. Seeing his opportunity, the guy just decides to make a run for it, nearly running over an older woman on his way out. I know the price of cigarettes has gone up a lot in recent years, but there's no need to go this far, especially when your face is going to be plastered everywhere. Let's finish off with some bizarre footage from the UK showing a very drunk young man absolutely trashing a shop for what seems like no reason. People on the street just stand by as the man hurls objects around the store and even at them.
This guy will be arrested. What's going on with this guy? Drunk, me. Nah, he's on drugs. This is not.
Fortunately, at least one of them decided to call the police, so this out-of-control reveler likely got his just desserts. Just goes to show you that while it's great that convenience stores are open so late, their 24-hour nature often leaves them subject to some of the worst offenders society has to offer.